Welcome to Flavored Vivid. My message for you guys right now is trust what your nervous system remembers. Now's the time for you to protect your peace, okay? Not everyone's ready to face the truth, but you definitely are. And this is going to be your time to shine. If you're looking for a yes, the answer is yes. It's time to really move forward on some type of endeavor for yourself right now. I did write down a message for you as I've been doing for all readings today, but I wrote, somebody doesn't have the pattern recognition or continuity. This is not an isolated incident, it's a cycle. It's a loop disguised as coincidence, masked by excuses and temporary change. They're not seeing the situation clearly because they don't want to. Denial is easier than accountability, and selective memory is safer than confronting the full truth. But just because someone else chooses blindness doesn't mean that you have to dim your clarity. You've seen this before, and the words might change, the tone may soften, but the energy, the actions, the aftermath, it's all too familiar. Trust what your nervous system remembers. Trust what your spirit keeps trying to show you. This is not new. This is not random. This is a pattern, and patterns don't break until somebody chooses to wake up. Protect your peace because not everyone is ready to face the truth, but you are, and that alone is your power. Scorpios, you're about to stand in your power here. You're really connected to spirit during this time, okay? There's a lot of enlightenment about yourself, your path, situations ahead, and you're really standing in your authenticity. I thought it was really interesting that you guys got the authenticity card, and the card is number 13. The 13th card in traditional tarot, no, I'm not from Omaha, Nebraska. I did live there at one point in time in my life, but I'm not from Omaha, Nebraska. I grew up in San Diego. I have family there though, and so does my wife. And we both went to school in Omaha, Nebraska, during the same time, but we never ran into each other. But we love Omaha, has a lot of family there for us, so we do visit. Anyways, authenticity here, card number 13, and I thought that was so fascinating because that's the tarot card of you guys. Card number 13, that's the death card in traditional tarot. So yeah, I grew up in San Diego. I grew up in Pacific Beach, literally on Chelsea New Street. So anyways, I do love California, and if I could afford it, I'd be out there. You live in Dana Point. Ugh, lucky. Okay. Now, but you were born in Omaha. Interesting, Susan. I love that. Lots of coincidences there. So, but anyways, authenticity here. This is a time for you guys to say yes. This is time for you guys to stand in your power and share your unique gifts, your talents, yourself, who you authentically are. Okay. During this time here, you are going to find the perfect fit. You're finding like the right job, the right soul path, the ideal energy for you to be in from group, etc., and you are meant to be here. I do see a lot of you guys are ending some sort of relationship. This could be the person that doesn't have pattern continuity or whatever it may be. Okay, take that as it resonates for you. It could be a relationship with a friend, a lover, a family member, however it's showing up in your life. But I do see something is ending. There's going to be no second chances. This is an opportunity for you to grow and transform your life. You could be looking at pictures of you guys together and like going through healing process, or they're doing that as well. Okay. But what I thought was interesting was you guys got the new love is coming card from your spirit guide messages. So you ended it. Love that, Susan. But new love is coming. So, and spirit's asking you, like, be excited about the soul that you're evolving into. You are a gift, okay, in yourself. There is a Knight of Swords. Spirit's asking you to like remain confident, headstrong, focused right now, very focused, to go forward here. Six of Swords and move. Some of you guys are going to be moving, or this is an indicator of like moving past hardships and difficulties. That's Mars. He's getting his balls cut off tomorrow, so send him lots of love. He's our newest little like rescue. He's not super new. We've had him for a few months now, since like January actually. So we wanted an orange cat and we got an orange cat. He is 100% orange cat behavior. So anyways, Six of Swords here. I do see you guys moving forward, moving beyond something here into more peaceful and calmer waters, essentially. And I hate to be cliche, but that's just what I'm getting here at the beginning of this reading. And standing in your authenticity here. You did get that somebody doesn't have the pattern recognition. That's where the download came from. That's what I've been doing today. I've been like pulling the first card and then downloading something from that. And it also says right behind it, abuse is an entitlement problem, not a self-control problem. They don't get to use their trauma as an excuse. So I do feel like there's somebody that you were dealing with that was using like trauma or past experiences as an excuse for their really piss poor behavior. And that, trust me, they will have to learn from that. Okay. They haven't. Okay. So this person has like a lot of support from like family or friends, people. I'm hearing internet groups as well. So they could be like going on to like the internet into like groups of people. And it's like people are just like enabling their bad behavior, but maybe that's because they don't know the whole story, you know, of something. So, you know, sit with what resonates for you. Messages though for my Scorpionic collective. Compassion. Okay. And then authenticity is right behind it still. All right. He will, best believe. Yeah, absolutely. So this is about holding compassion for yourself and for others, recognizing that all of us have a different lens of perception. And it's just like photography. We use certain lenses to access certain or to create certain images, right? If you're taking portraits, you take a portrait lens. If you want to take a picture of the moon, you're not going to use a portrait lens for the moon. Okay. And so that's what I'm kind of getting in this is recognizing where people are at consciously and letting this was Libra's reading, so maybe you have Libra in your chart or something like that, maybe you're Libra, Scorpio, Cusper or something, but let people meet themselves before they meet you. And a lot of people don't get that or understand that. Okay, let people meet themselves before they meet you, because people who don't know themselves are always going to be a agent of chaos in your life. Whereas people that do know themselves are not going to create that chaos, okay? And I know that you guys are deep enough to understand that. So I'm not really going to elaborate much deeper on that. Swans can be significant to you, though. Swans represent intuition, feminine energy, compassion, love, etc. So you can be seeing swans, all right? Interesting. Capricorn got this. You can have Capricorn in your chart. You don't have to. But they want you to take on their karma, destiny swap. So you could have somebody trying to destiny swap with you. But worrying is like worshiping the problem. For people that are trying to destiny swap here, there's many things that you could do. Sovereignty, to call back your power, okay? Not give them any of your time, your energy, or attention at all, okay? If you think of them, cancel, clear, delete, banish their energy, rebuke their energy. Any of those things will work. You can do uncrossings, you can book me. I'm happy to do some magical work for you. FlavoredVivid.com if you're interested here. I feel like you're somebody who's neurodivergent, so you're not one that typically like operates you don't follow the crowd is what Spirit's saying, okay? You don't follow the crowd. Maybe you have like, you know, yeah. You think for yourself. You have critical thinking skills, and that's very rare. Scorpio's energy, please. What do they need to know this week? Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, you got a coworker throwing you under the bus for their own advantage, okay? And you went from seeking to embodying. And then you also have, you've been treated terribly, justice is coming. All right. So I think I've done Capricorn, I've done Libra, and both of them had justice coming in. So if you have those in your chart, that's just go watch all three readings. It might give you like a bigger picture. And then you are not an energy source for those who refuse to do their inner work. That goes along with your title of your reading. Again, now's the time to protect your peace and trust your nervous system when it comes to that. I was working with a client the other day, and I had she was like, I just didn't know how to trust my intuition, and I'd given her just a tool, a technique that I like to use to when I'm deciphering like what is my intuition and what's not. An easy one is typically the first thing that comes up is your intuition, and then everything else after is ego. So for example, your intuition will be like, roll down a hill, you know what I mean? You're like, and then your ego's gonna be like, no, there's grass, I don't want to stain my outfit with grass stains, the grass is gonna make me itchy. You're gonna talk yourself out of it. That's ego. Another way is, this is the activity that I gave her to tap in with your body and learn how to read your body, is I want you to think of like, to take 3 deep breaths in through your nose, out of your mouth, okay? Recenter, make sure that you're calm. And then I want you to ask yourself your most painful memory. Where is that showing up in your body? So let's just for example, it's showing up in your shoulders, right? It's just really heavy. Your shoulder cranks up. You feel the need to like move your neck around. Now I want you to take 3 deep breaths again, exhale, and ask yourself, what's the most positive memory? Where is that showing up in your body? Maybe it's showing up like in your heart center here, and your heart's like fluttering, or your stomach's fluttering with butterflies or something like that, right? Typically, that's what you do. And then you ask a third time. 3 deep breaths, inhale, exhale, and then you ask yourself, is this the right thing for me? Does this resonate with me? And that third time is really going to tell you, and where does it show up? Does it show up in the feel-good place, or does it show up in the heavy place where that painful memory sits, right? And it's going to tell you based on your body, okay? There's other techniques, but that's just one of them. Another one, yeah, we're not going to go into all of them, but this isn't a teaching class. I'm sure you guys can figure that out, but yeah, those are easy ways to kind of discern if it's, you know, intuition or fear-based thinking or whatever it may be. Let's get into your reading though. Coworker throwing you under the bus for their own advantage. Tell me about that for Scorpios. Okay, the World card. You could work online. Okay, 5 of Cups. This person's really depressed, or like they're trying to do something to like make you feel ostracized or depressed or something like that. Yeah, the Moon card. They're trying to create some sort of illusion, but the Moon card is in the reverse and the 2 of Pentacles in the upright. Okay, the only thing that they're creating is chaos for themselves. You know, they kind of go back and forth. Like, I feel like this person operates in paranoia. Yeah, Temperance card in the reverse. Justice card in the reverse. It's cruelty. Like, there's no justification for what they're doing. Tell me about this. Envy. It could be envy. We have the Chariot card and the 8 of Wands in the reverse. They're going to be seeing you. Part of your justice here, with the justice is coming, is they're going to see you launch forward here. You are getting like some karmic justice in some sort of way. They're going to see you in your power for the injustices that they tried causing. They tried to take you out of the spotlight in some sort of way. They tried to sway people's opinions of you in some sort of way, okay? And the truth is coming to light. So let's say like you guys work together, right? And everyone's just like, oh my gosh, yeah, she's always doing this and she's always doing that. He's always doing this. He's always doing that. It's like they're trying to persuade everybody in the office against you. If you are working online with the World card here, they could be slandering you. And remember, I picked up some weird thing about like social media groups. They could be slandering you in social media groups. The truth is going to come out about this, and people are going to see that person for who they are. So you have nothing to worry about. They be slandering you online in some sort of way as well. Again, they're trying to paint some sort of narrative, and it's just not aligned to who you actually are. So it's actually going to benefit you, because what they're doing is they're bringing you the right attention. These individuals are critical thinkers, and they are going to be able to think for themselves, and not just going to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, we hate that person. We hate Scorpio. They're going to be like, oh, why is this person so obsessed with Scorpio? Why do they keep bringing Scorpio up? Why do they keep copying Scorpio? Why are they trying to destiny swap Scorpio? You know what I mean? People are tapped in, they're tuned in, they're turned on in this world, and you just never know what people believe in, what they work with, etc. So it's, you know, it's important to keep that in mind here. I do see you being supported by the divine though. Tell me about, you went from seeking to embodying. Tell me about you went from seeking to embodying, please, for Scorpio. Seeking to embodying, please. Thank you. The 4 of Cups. You don't care for the attention. Somebody wanted you to like miss an opportunity. The Strength card. But it's like what they see as an opportunity, you know, is not an opportunity. You know that like when everyone else is running, you're the one questioning. You're like, why is everybody running that way? Like the exit's clearly over here, you know. You're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna walk in this direction then. And that's the thing, is like this person, they weren't counting on like your strength, because they don't have that strength, you know. That would break them. The Fool card here could have been an Aries doing this. Leo does not have to. You could have Aries, Leo. You could have Cancer in your chart. Okay, you could have Libra in your chart. Any other signs that I'm picking up on right now? No. Yeah. I feel like you're the type of person who you don't care if you're received well, as long as your message is being put out there, as long as you're standing in your truth. Amethyst can be very significant here. Okay, she's holding an amethyst in her hand. Some of you guys are needing to work with that, or just your connection to the divine. Yeah, we have the Three of Wands here and the Page of Swords reversed. Like, you don't seek out what other people are doing. You went from seeking to embodying. Like, you aren't, like, see, you know who you are, Scorpios. You know who you are. So there's no reason to continuously try to, like, prove yourself to people who don't even know who they are. The Queen of Cups. Instead, it's just, like, embody that love here. Be nurturing, compassionate, be intuitive, be wild, be free. It's like you've wild yourself. You've rewilded yourself, okay? You've been treated terribly. Justice is coming. Tell me about this justice for Scorpios. Okay, we've got the Five of Swords and the Two of Wands. People have laid out their paths, their fate, okay, in situations. And there is, what I heard, one-sided beef. Seven of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, and they don't have the protection that they think that they have. There's a lot of people that walk around and like they have to scream at mountaintops how protected they are. Do you know why? Because they're weak and they're not protected. The loudest one in the room always has the most to lose. Trust me. Okay, the one that doesn't know how to be vulnerable or be real or anything like that. They have the most to lose because it's not real. It's not real. It's fake. It's built on a facade. So facades crumble quickly. They crumble easily. Okay, they crumble under pressure. The thing is, again, you've been treated terribly here. I feel like somebody tried to take advantage of you. They tried to count you out as like naive. I don't think that you're naive at all. I think that you let people play their hand of cards and you have a great poker face. I think that you pretend like you don't see things and you clock everything. All right. You knew that justice would come. So you just let it happen because you understood like your role in the situation. Yeah, Five of Wands in the reverse. You never once fought back. Like you didn't even care to lift a finger here in the situation. Three of Pentacles. It could have been a group or multiple people trying to work against you in some sort of way. Okay. Ace of Swords in the reverse. But you also knew that they had this like, they don't have pattern recognition or continuity. They just don't. They don't see their wrongs here. And you knew that judgment would be called. The Lover's card. So you continue to make good decisions, healthy choices and decisions here. All right. I do think that there's lies that were spread about you between multiple people, groups or friends, co-workers, etc. The Three of Pentacles, and you are going to have success over this. Tell me about you're not an energy source for those who refuse to do their inner work. Ten of Wands in the reverse coming up right away with the Ten of Swords in the upright. 10-10. You're done with this cycle here of carrying other people's problems. You recognize that that's not your load. That's not your load. You're not going to carry it for you. You're not going to sit here and alchemize everybody else's energy. You're not doing it anymore. And I feel like you were once such a giver. Yeah, the Hierophant. And now you have no problem like leaving it to the divine and walking away with it from it. You know, it doesn't bother you anymore. And you're not like, oh, why me? Why is this happening here? The Ace of Wands. You're like, oh, I see what opportunity this is. All right, well, I'm going to leave it to the divine. I'm going to stay dedicated and devoted to my own path. I'm going to protect my peace. And I'm going to continue to walk down, you know, this path that's meant for me here. Temperance in the reverse. I'm going to let these people unravel themselves, okay? Unravel themselves. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Because now they're going into their karmic cycle. 10, 10, 10. Baby, do you know how serious this is? 10, 10, 10. Okay, you could be seeing 10, 10. The 10th month is October. You could be an October Scorpio. Okay? You could be an October Scorpio. An October baby. But otherwise, this is just representing these closed out cycles here. Yeah, I feel like you were dealing with very insecure people. You know, they don't know genuine security, not with themselves, not with the divine, their path, their purpose, and they see everything as like a threat to their existence. Okay, I feel like when you show up, in some form or another, I don't know why I'm getting this here, but I feel like just when you show up, it makes another person, specific person here, feel bad about themselves. I don't know if you have red in your hair or they have red in their hair, okay? Or maybe it's like a reddish tint. Like, you know how sometimes like blonde hair has like a reddish tint to it? Maybe it's that, like a strawberry color. It does not have to be here, but Spirit was just showing me that. Yeah, worrying is like worshiping the problem, and you don't worship the problem, you worship yourself. Okay? Exactly. You don't resist you don't resist discomfort. You recognize that as a portal to a new version of you. And that's what puts you on top every single time. It's just like, baby, I thrive in discomfort. I thrive in the shadows here. I am a shadow walker, and you are, especially as an 8th houser, Scorpios. You guys are shadow walkers. That doesn't mean that you deserve it, but you recognize the potency and the potential of it, and you utilize that to your advantage, which I think is very powerful. Let's go ahead and get some more cards here. Messages for Scorpio. Body snatcher. All right, we're going to talk about that. That's a coin, or that's a term I coined. We also have jealous close friend. Okay, and then connecting with your incarnated soul family. You also have engagement, celebration, and announcement. Congratulations. Some of you guys could be getting engaged. Some of you guys are just making announcements. There's celebrations that are happening. Body snatcher, though. So body snatcher is a term that I coined kind of in tarot. I've seen it used by multiple people, which I love. I love that I have that influence. But body snatcher essentially is a mosquito. Okay, it's a mosquito that lays its eggs in a specific caterpillar. It's a specific mosquito that lays its eggs in a caterpillar, and it eats the caterpillar from the inside out. So there was an energy here that was trying to eat you from the inside out. They tried to like prey on your insecurities in certain ways, okay? They basically wanted you, like, especially if they're destiny swapping, they wanted you just to be done with, okay? So that they could take over your spot or your position. The thing that they didn't realize, though, is that everything just like fueled you. It opened up new doors for you. It only created more for you to step into your power and become even more powerful, which I love that for you. Let's go ahead and shuffle the cards here and see what this is. Tell me about body snatcher. Okay, we've got the 8 of Wands in the reverse. So they were not successful with this. All right, and the moon card in the reverse here. And now the shadows are haunting them, like they're being haunted by this. The Empress card in the reverse, okay? Could be a Taurus or a Libra, or again, you have those in your chart. But again, it wasn't successful here. There was like no growth, okay? Or they're not seeing the growth here. All right, you have proper discernment, though. You could have felt this. You could have been calling your power back, or there's a need for you to call your power back in the situation. What are they specifically doing, though? Justice card. Yeah, you're getting justice for it. 7 of Pentacles. This person's been doing this for a long time, and people are starting to see, starting to see that they're a fraud. Page of Wands in the reverse, and they're not going to have the opportunity to do that anymore. Every single time it does that, it's going to have like a personal attack on them, okay, is what I'm getting here. They are an opportunist, though, and it's like I feel like this person, if it's not you, it's going to be somebody else, unfortunately. The Strength card could be a Leo, or somebody with like Leo in their chart, or Aries or Sagittarius. You could have Leo, Aries, Sagittarius in your chart. Tell me about this. The Magician in the reverse. They could be messing with like some sort of magic, okay? 9 of Pentacles here, or paying others to do that for them. They could be trying to like I don't know. It's like they're trying to manifest your destiny, genuinely. This is fucking weird. 9 of Wands in the reverse and Queen of Pentacles. You're sitting pretty, though, and this person's like pissed off about it. They hate every single time when you show up. They hate that you show up. Tell me about this jealous close friend for Scorpios. Tell me about this jealous close friend for Scorpios. 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. Who is this? The Chariot card in the reverse. Could be a Cancer. You have Cancer in your chart. Always take it how it resonates. The Star card could be an Aquarius. Okay, it's somebody who doesn't want to see you move forward in life, though. So they give you like really bad advice to keep you like stuck or limited. I feel like this person also makes bad decisions. The Hierophant could be a Taurus. Okay. They don't want you dedicated to your growth. They don't genuinely want to see you happy, at least not happier than them. So they like when you have problems, and that's why they always like rush to your side. But this person's actually deeply insecure and like avoiding reality a lot. This person, has an issue actually confronting the truth of a situation here. So just be careful with that. For some of you guys, this was somebody that you were in a relationship with at one point in time, or you just had like a deep friendship with this person, okay? Tell me about connecting with your incarnated soul family. Tell me about connecting with your incarnated soul family. Nice. Nice. The Death card. You're showing up in your power here, Scorpios. You really are. We have the High Priestess and the Nine of Cups. You're really happy right now. I don't think that you're really telling people about it. You're keeping a lot to yourself. People don't really know what's going on in your life right now unless they're directly connected and they're part of this soul family. The Two of Cups. Yeah, you've got a lot of aligned partnerships, relationships, etc. around you. A lot of divine support around you. So you do have the right friendships and stuff going on. Tell me about engagement, celebration. I feel like somebody here is a part of like a community or like a church, and like you're finding where you really fit in, for those of you guys that are more religious. Okay, tell me about engagement, celebration, and announcement. Some of you guys are going to be announcing something here. Okay, celebrating something. Yeah, the Queen of Wands and the Two of Swords in reverse. You're announcing something. You're kind of questioning whether you can announce it or not. Ace of Cups. Follow your heart. Listen to what your body feels. Again, tap in with your body. There's something here about like being in your body. A lot of people in the spiritual community, and I say this with a very lighthearted, okay, way. Everyone always wants to ascend to the 5D, the 6D, and what are you talking about? I'm in 17D. I can't believe you're still in 3D, you loser. But nobody talks about being in their body and the fact that we're humans and here having a human experience. Okay. So this reading is about you being safe to be in your body, which is going to make you innately far more spiritual than anybody in the fucking 300th and 33rd D. Okay. Anybody in you're surpassing everybody in the 7D and the 23rd D and everything else. Okay. Those people, they need to go touch grass, genuinely. Are those things real? Absolutely. But are we meant to live there? No. We are meant to bridge the wisdom down here and bring it to earth, okay? And a lot of people just don't get that. They don't get it. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with the community, but it is. Anyway, so again, I say it with love here. It's not a bad thing to want to raise your vibration here, but make sure that you're in your body as you're raising your vibration, or else it's pointless, okay? So, yeah, there's something here about, you know, again, raising your vibration into this energy, okay? Bringing this, anchoring this down, listening to your body and being in your body, being safe in your body. Let's go ahead and move forward here to your guys' finances and career. As I shuffle this out, we've got hidden messages, inconsistencies, cheating partners. Some of you guys could have dealt with like cheating or inconsistencies. I don't mean to be like toxic or anything, but if you really feel like somebody's like cheating or hiding stuff, you can always check the deleted messages folder. So, just saying. I do that for my kids. So, I'm really not toxic. I just know that because my kids, my baby daddy taught me that, actually. He did. So, just because one of my kids was making some impulsive decisions recently, and I recognize that she should not have as much freedom on her phone with her friends. All right. And all freaking of her messages were there. So that was very interesting. All right. Messages, please, for Scorpios. What do we need to know about finances and career? Okay. First card, we got vacation. Some of you guys are planning a trip, going on a trip. You could have just recently come back from a trip. Scorpios. You guys look sexy, okay? You look so hot right now. We love to see it. Good moves. Yes, I make money moves. Yes, you do. You got a lot of choices here, and every choice is going to grow in its own way. Some of you guys got an interview, an audition, or a call back here. Sweet success is right behind it. You got gold, you got power, you got many choices, fertility. It's looking really good. So you have some sort of solid finances here. You're in your own power. You're taking control of your life, your career, your finances. You're focusing on your needs. Definitely, I do see you really focused on like what will grow for you. You're focused on like the long term, not the short term here. So you're not looking for a dopamine hit. You're looking for something that's like long term, okay? Which is going to end up being very beneficial for you because of that. All loads. Ew. Of laundry, you sicko. I wasn't thinking that you were. You have a nasty mind. All roads lead home, okay? But all loads will definitely get you pregnant. So if you're trying to have a baby, maybe this is like a really good time to get pregnant. Okay, just saying. All right. If not, you better protect yourself. But anyways, we have interview, callback, audition. Some of you guys are gonna get a new job somewhere. This could be an interview, callback, obviously an audition. Here you're gonna call back on your during your audition, whatever that may be for you. Okay. Tell me about vacation. Thank you. Whew. Some of you guys are needing a vacation. So you haven't taken it yet. You could be just like overthinking. So you're a very busy individual. But you need to go. You need to go let loose, have some fun. One of my favorite things to do is staycations. I know I've talked about this on my channel for years, okay? But it's because I genuinely believe in it. It works. So even if you don't have like the time or the money to, you know, go to Japan or something like that, or maybe from Japan, if you are, I'm jealous. But you know, you can pick a hotel for a weekend, even if it's just for a night, a little Airbnb that's 30 minutes away or something like that, and that will be, it can be very healthy for you. So something of that might be beneficial, okay? Tell me about, nice. You're being very analytical and logical right now. You're doing everything right, just to let you know, but you're thinking critically right now, okay? Very strategic thinking with the way that you move and what you do. It's like everything is very calculated right now. Yeah, because you're trying to create a specific change in regards to your finances, and you are making the right choices and the right decisions, okay? It's like, you know, for some of you guys, you know you're being like heavily monitored or watched, and so you don't tell people your moves. You just pop up and you're fine. All right. Chariot card to the 10 of Pentacles here. Again, there's going to be a lot of growth. Some of you guys are going to be moving for a job. That is the right thing to do, is move for work. Could be traveling for work. Maybe like you're a travel agent or something like that as well. Okay. But there's something here about, I'm hearing the big package. So maybe you're getting like a big package, you're purchasing a big package, a travel package or something, or you're selling that. Maybe you're a salesman, okay, saleswoman. Some of you guys, it's a car. You could be getting a new vehicle. Congratulations. If you are traveling by car, do make sure that, of course, you know, you're checking your oil, fluids, rotating your tires, etc. before going on this road trip. That's the only thing that is coming up really about that. Nothing bad. It's just saying, you know, take precaution. Tell me about interview, callback, and audition. Interview, callback, and audition. Thank you. Okay, we've got the Knight of Swords. Yeah, you're very determined, very focused. Things are going to move really quickly. Stay positive, because I do see happy results coming out of it. And I think you're going to be shocked that it's like you, but you're going to have to make this decision very fast, very quickly. Make sure you're checking your emails, junk folders, etc. You know, if you haven't heard word back already, or if this has already happened, because I do see that it is already sitting there. Like there's a response for you. It's needing your response. I mean, it's needing your attention. Okay, but it's going to happen very quickly. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. Congratulations. You're getting whatever this is. You are getting whatever this is. Whether this is a new job, okay, or an audition here, and you get the call back, but they're choosing you, Scorpios. This looks really good, and it looks really good for your future. You're the only person that has gotten the Justice card, and there could be contracts being signed, okay, the Justice card and the 10 of Pentacles here. So you look like you're gonna be thriving. If you're not thriving already, congratulations in advance is really what I'm gonna say in regard to that. Let's go ahead and move on though. You're definitely in your power. I love that for you. Continue being confident, being your authentic self. Show people what you're made of. All right. Let's see what we got here for Scorpio's love life, matters of the heart. Scorpio's love life, matters of the heart. Scorpio's love life, matters of the heart, please. Okay, we got camera. You got coffin, and then heart with a key. Overall energy is seduction in the reverse. And then the runner. Scorpio, if you're trying to deal with anybody from your past, the answer is no. It's time to move on from it. I don't think that you are. That could be them trying to like seduce you. You're going to end up rejecting them. You want nothing to do with it. You're being guided to open up your heart to new love. Again, you do have new love coming in. We'll go over this deck next to close out the reading here. But you are being guided towards new love. Endings bring new beginnings. I do see that you are being asked to kind of learn from the past. And start making new memories. Tell me about this here. Tell me about this camera card. Thank you. The Star card in the reverse and the King of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like you were very disappointed by an individual here in your recent past, okay? You could have been dealing with an Aquarius. You don't have to. But I do feel like you're dealing with somebody who's just, like, very selfish, self-serving, or you're, like, greedy in some sort of way. They only cared about themselves. You know, it's very limiting. Like, it was a restrictive relationship here. I'm hearing restrictive, okay? I'm also hearing boa constrictor. So that's very interesting. Tell me about this. Yeah, 3 of Cups. I feel like there's too many people involved in your guys' relationship here. It could have been like friend groups that were constantly involved. There could have been money issues involved in this relationship as well. And speculations of cheating. I'm hearing speculations of cheating. Okay, so I don't know if somebody actually cheated. Yeah, 9 of Wands in the reverse. I don't think anybody actually cheated. Now, if they did and that's your story, that's totally cool. I'm not saying they, you know, didn't. I'm just saying, like, for anybody else who, again, was, like, speculating, did I get cheated on or not? I don't think that you were actually physically cheated on or anything. Now, I don't know what cheating is to you, though. You make your own rules, your own boundaries, etc. Okay? So, yeah. By the way, my screen is, like, super frozen for some reason. I hope you guys can see this. If not, it is what it is. All right. Tell me about Coffin card. Let's get the likes up, by the way, please. Coffin card here. If you haven't already liked the reading. Okay, the Empress in the reverse. Yeah, so somebody's wanting a new beginning in this situation, like some type of reconciliation, but Spirit is asking you to move forward. This relationship is not meant to have a new beginning. You could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. Okay, but there's just, like, no growth. What did I originally say to you guys? I said, yeah, I said, that's right. Denial's easier than accountability. Selective memory is safer than confronting the full truth. But just because they choose blindness doesn't mean you have to dim your clarity, okay? You know, it's important to trust your nervous system. What your nervous system remembers. Trust what your spirit keeps trying to show you. And know that this is not new. This is not random. This is a pattern. And patterns don't break until somebody chooses to wake up. It's time for you to protect your peace because not everyone is ready to face the truth, but you are, and that is your power alone. And so I feel like in this situation here, this is your power. It's like you're facing the truth of a situation here. And for some, sometimes it's just like, you know, me and this person, we were here for a season, but it's not something that's, like, meant to be, okay? And I do see you letting go of it. I just feel like somebody here hasn't grown and the other person has. And that makes it very difficult, you know, because it's like, especially when we're seeing the potential in a situation. Rather than the actual person and their actions. Actions speak louder. I was talking to a friend the other day and I was like, listen, apologies are not words. Apologies are actions, okay? So when they take the action to do something differently, that is the apology. I don't accept words as an apology. I just don't. I used to, and I was dumb. Well, I wasn't dumb. I just was, it's like I wanted that so badly. I thought that would, like, solve things, and it never did. It never did. But every single time I've seen action, that's a true apology. You know, that showed me, like, oh, this is who this person is, and they actually want to work on this. You know what I mean? So, Heart with the Key. Welcoming, love, meeting the one, opening up your heart, getting together, and perfect is what that card says on it. So you're going to be meeting somebody new. There's some new love coming in. Okay, 7 of Wands, the Death card, that's you, Scorpio, in your power, and the 10 of Swords in reverse. This is actually going to be easy. This is going to be somebody that you can really let your guard down around, okay? This is somebody who grows and changes, and they recognize the cycles of life, and they embrace the cycles of life, of evolution. I feel like somebody who's going to be really aligned with you here. Yeah, we have the 4 of Wands as well. So I feel like somebody who's going to bring a lot of harmony and celebration into your life, okay? Tell me about this. The High Priestess. It could end up being a Pisces. Does not have to be. But use your intuition. I feel like you guys are going to have a really, like, telepathic or psychic connection together. You also have the Sun card here and the King of Swords. Yeah, you're going to have, like, there's some connection that you guys have together that, like, nobody else, like, can understand or see, you know? the Lovers card. You guys are just very connected. You guys could be of different like ethnic backgrounds or you know, cultures, races, belief systems, etc. But somehow you guys work really well together. There's like a lot of support. Like, interestingly enough, I don't know why I'm getting this, but you know, like you get that like super witchy woman, and then her partner works in like some like union job or construction or something, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that he's not spiritual just because he works that, or she's not spiritual just because she works that, whatever. I'm just saying, like, you guys are completely like different in the way that you guys operate, but somehow you guys really hold space and you make a really supportive, loving home together, which I really like for you. I do. Tell me about seduction in the reverse. Tell me about seduction in the reverse. Okay, we have Judgment card and the Ace of Pentacles. With the Ace of Cups in the reverse and the Six of Wands. Somebody really wants a second chance with you, Scorpios. I don't see you taking it at all. You're not sleeping with this person, and as you shouldn't. There's no reason for you to. Your heart's closed off to the situation. You don't see it as a win, and you're calling judgment. Like, you're making your final decision, and your final decision is moving on to something new. You can tell that this person here, they just have a tendency to, with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, to be promiscuous, okay? And you don't want to deal with somebody promiscuous. Yeah, Ten of Wands, because you recognize how sacred your energy centers are, and you just don't want to mix that up again, you know, with this individual here. You don't want to carry like their burdens or anything of that sort here, you know. And I feel like if this person were to seduce you back in or something, it would just be like you guys repeating a cycle. And I feel like the divine's over it at this point, honestly. That's why the divine's like, hey, we got a new love coming in for you. Stay open, stay on top of this, you know, and be excited about this. All right, trust this process here. That's just kind of what I see for this situation. Yeah, Five of Cups in the reverse. I see you overcoming any type of like hardships here. Page of Swords, and putting yourself out there. And I feel like this person here that you meet is like, they're really wise. They're kind of talkative, honestly, but which is good because you're a listener. You like to like listen here, and I just see you smiling at them. If you're worried that this next person is going to be karmic, they're absolutely not. You know, I feel like they're going to open you up to insight, new beliefs, new ideologies, and vice versa. You're going to be doing the same with them here. And there's a lot of stability and growth between the two of you guys, okay? So yeah, I really like that. Falcons, okay, could be significant. Or are those like eagles? I don't know what those are. Sparrows? Maybe those are sparrows, and they look like falcons from a distance. I'm blind. You tell me. I don't know what it is. All right, let's go ahead and close this reading out. Messages, please, for Scorpios. Messages for Scorpios to close out this reading. Thank you, Spirit, for being with us. Get rid of that destructive habit. Yeah, the habit of, like, saving other people, right? You have made the right decisions. I love that for you. Forgive them and release yourself, okay? You're meant to practice forgiveness right here. And part and downloads are coming in. It's time for you to rest and rejuvenate. And then celebrate your hard work. Beautiful. Bottom of the deck, you're being protected from harm. This is redirection, not rejection. There's something better. Top of the deck here is your purpose is to be heart-centered and fertile energy. Start that project. Go in that new direction. Overall energy is opportunities are coming. So I love that for you, Scorpios. That's the message that I've got for you guys today. You've got this. Everything looks really good. Your finances look great. Okay, a lot of you guys are about to get some sort of really lucrative deal. Don't, you know, be compassionate towards self, towards others during this time. Forgiveness, heart-centered, and following these opportunities. That's what I've got for you guys. I love you guys. Don't forget to like, leave me a little comment below. I appreciate it. Mwah. Love you guys. See you next time.